Hello guys, welcome back to some more Doll's Nest post-game builds. So before we begin, I would like to remind you guys to like, subscribe, and if you have any questions or concerns, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And feel free to hit the notification bell. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the Cherino build. So for our mobility module, we'll be running the Bargwind 5. For the headset module, we'll be running the Robwind 5 again. We'll be running the Hamswind 2 for our hanger module. We'll be running the Bargwind 5 as our thruster module. We'll be running the Paluricund as our utility module. We'll be running the Stol Gantz 4 as our primary arms 1. We'll be running the Arrowhead as our primary arms 2. We'll be running the Dansleaf as our rear arms right. And we'll be running the Bandact as our rear arms left. So for our machine color, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the frame and start with the main and let you guys take a look at the values. So with our primary arms, I'll do the same thing again. So here comes main first. And here's the values for the rear arms, starting with the main. And I might as well get into the humanoid form. So starting with the face, we're running the Gal. We'll be running the NYS for the back hair. We'll be running the Nag for the front hair. And we'll be running the Hero's Diplomat Protocol humanoid form for the body. And for the body colors themselves, I'll go ahead and start with the skin color, then work my way down this list. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take this build out for a spin. And here we are at the faults. It's going to be like one heck of a place to actually test out this build, since this is mostly made for more mobile frames. But I decided, you know what, this place sort of matches Cherino's aesthetic, so I might as well run this. So if you're wondering what this build is based off of, it's based off of her Hot Springs outfit. Character model, skin, whichever one you prefer. It's basically based off of that. But anywho, yeah, her skills are also based off of her Hot Springs form, so there are some things that are kind of like her, things are not like they're kind of like her, some things are not. Generally, you kind of want to just try to group up enemies and try to fight them like this. If you can. Not sure if I got the other one. Okay, that one's gonna go ahead and die, I guess. Okay, you know what? I just keep moving around. I think it's shots easily, but I kind of don't want to risk it too much. By the way, you have the missile. This is supposed to be, or supposedly supposed to be Cherino's skill. You know what, that didn't work out at all. Oh well. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm running a Dansleaf, I decided to actually give this build a little bit more thermal attacks, because this build is a little bit more how say it's more physical based than it is actual thermal based. Ouch. All right. Sure saw that one coming. I'm having a very off day today. But that happens a lot. Okay, you know, I can just think do this. Hell with it. At this point, I kind of don't care. If I have to heal because, well, I'm not gonna be out here for too long. If anything, this is gonna be another, short session. But yeah, with this build, yeah, it's mostly built around Cherino's hot spring skills. We're very well familiar with them. Vandic is supposed to be like her of her sub skills, and the cannon is supposed to be her field skill, if you will. Unfortunately, they're not working too well, but that happens sometimes. Especially when you're running something like this. Let's see if I can't hit you. I could probably find a different place to fight these guys. By the way, with this build, you kind of want to actually have the install Gants reloaded before you actually fight anything. It's not like the Iroha build where you can just keep using the install Gants while your arms are going off, because we tried to use trebuchet cannons with any other primary arms. But notice that when you do actually fire the trebuchet cannons, you won't actually reload. You only try reloading with the arrowhead, and then actually use the install Gants. Ran out of the install Gants, the Fandex. As you can see, my reload got interrupted. And yeah, that could be a bit of a problem when you're running something like the install Gants. Because the install Gants is heavily relying on reloads. And yeah, let's just go somewhere else. Don't have to deal with much of this. Actually, you know what? I'll do this. With this. There we go. But yeah, that's generally how you kind of. Generally, one thing you want to be careful with this build. If anything, it might be more ideal to actually use the Vantex first, and then go ahead and use the install Gants. Then swap to your arrowhead and use that instead. I might actually do a cut here so we can. Well, so you don't have to wait for this elevator. So yeah, be right back. And I'm back. Yeah, so ideally, you kind of want to just open up with your Vandex. This might not be a good place. Oh, wait. Can't fire. Ideally, you want to just open up with your Vandex. We got hit a little bit. And you also might want to have like good clearance before you actually fire your Vandex. Probably should have saw that one coming too. Not a lot of good places to actually use the Vandex. I'm coming to notice. This isn't quite ideal, but you know what? It's whatever. Yeah, generally you kind of want to just use your Vandex, then use your Soul Gants, and then use your Arrowhead, just to mop up the enemies. This place might not be the best place to use Vandex. If anything, it might just be a good idea just to move into the Soul Gants. I don't know what's back there actually. I don't have to fight. You know what? Like with it, I'll try to demonstrate here. You know this place is kind of terrible for this. Right. As you can see, let me just get rid of this. By the way, your Danzig is supposed to be mostly filler for this build. You generally don't want to use your Danzig too much. Well, unless you're going up against enemies that are very resistant against physical. If you are, then use your Danzig. If not, then don't. But yeah, you want to open up with your Arrowhead. Or not Arrowhead, but your Vandex. Then fire up your Assault Gants, and if they're still alive, use your Arrowhead. So basically, Vandex, install Gants, then Arrowhead. That's how you want to use this. Let me try this again. So, but with your install Gants, sorry, Vandex. Actually, I'm just your him with the install Gants anyways. Mostly because it's enemy jumps. But yeah, Vandex, install Gants, then go into the Arrowhead. Hit this guy. Okay, you know what? We have to be a little bit more crafty with this one because this one's a little bit riskier to deal with. Alright, I do with buckets. Oh hey, fine. Also, try not to get in the back with this build, even though it doesn't really matter that much. We're both reloading. I kinda don't like this enemy. Hammerhead enemy. No, I'm gonna keep maneuvering until I can start reloading. Loading. Alright. Over with Zandex. And with this dull Gantz. Hopefully this will finish him. And sort of damage him. Alright, I'm gonna go to my arrowhead now. That's how you deal with this. I took a bit of damage here, but that's fine. Because I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end things off here. So yeah, yeah. Again, this build is heavily based off of Cherino Hot Springs from Blue Archive. Mostly in terms of skills and I suppose in well, form as well, since I am running pink tracks here. But apart from that, yeah, this build is kind of feasible, but I feel like there's just better builds, like say the sniper tank build. If you actually need a build up to get through this game. Like, this build is alright if you want to try something a little bit more fun, but as meta-wise, you're probably just better off running a sniper tank or a quad tank or something. Something that's a little bit more comfortable, because with this build, you kind of have to plan a little bit with your weapons. And naturally, take account of your terrain. But apart from that, it's a bit of a fun build. If you want to try out for yourselves, then, well, you know what to do. So without further ado, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it quits with this episode. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Again, if you have any questions or concerns about this build. So again, without further ado, this is going to be Thank You, signing off. Bye-bye.